So did they cite some scientific demonstrations? Reference the popping the globe delusion video from, what was it, 4 days ago, last week? I pinned the comment asking for globe scientific demonstrations. And unfortunately for the globe side, I see lots of friendly, familiar faces in here. Nice to see everyone. I haven't caught up with all these comments, but most of them. But what we're not seeing is any scientific demonstrations whatsoever. The globe side have not cited one single scientific demonstration that refutes me, that backs or what backs the globe claims. There's none. Even the globe believers now are showing you how absurd the globe is. All right, they're not saying it out loud, but their actions, a non-citation of any kind of real science, kind of prove and show how silly it is. It should be obvious at this point in time. It should be. Just fundamental truths highlight the absurdity of the globe. No man or woman in their right mind would give up scientific demonstrations in favor of something that doesn't have scientific demonstrations, just a story or a cartoon. You're never going to do that. It's silly and totally unscientific. But as you can see, we didn't get one single scientific demonstration in the comment section. Not one. Because there are none. Because the globe's scientifically impossible. I hope this is starting to register now for the people perhaps watching this on the fence, or even globe believers. Surely your non-citation of any kind of science should concern you. The issue with you real, genuine globe believers lies within your head, your heart, and your stomach. You have to address these feelings you get, this tightening up, this ego pantomime. You have to address these things in able to overcome this mainstream spellcraft that seems to be affecting most of the population at the moment, has them in a state of bewilderment. Shouldn't be difficult when someone like myself, who simply stands by the things that can be tested and verified by all, the results of which prove the globe is impossible. It shouldn't. You just have to own the inner pantomime to see the obvious truth. It's that simple. Remember, I'm hated online for simply standing by the things that can be tested and verified by all. All right, I am quite a notorious space pantomime basher, which obviously will wind some fantasists up. But I mean, I'm absolutely hated. But what you got to realise, lads, I'm not the one who told you you live on a rock with an air pressure system wrapped around it, residing in the middle of a vacuum. I didn't come up with that absurdity, that scientifically impossible fantasy. Just saying it out loud should leave you scratching your head, wondering, hang on a minute, a rock in a vacuum, a rock with an air pressure system, residing in the middle of a vacuum without any kind of solid separation. To separate that air pressure system that surrounds that rock in a vacuum from the vacuum. It's just ridiculous. Scientifically impossible and daft as fuck. Sorry. Sometimes a tasty word or a passionate word needs to come out because it's a good expression of this tosh we're talking about. So clearly, the globe is scientifically impossible. To answer all the questions regarding the realm we find ourselves in, we need to fully explore it. To understand a machine and its moving parts, you'd need to fully explore that machine. Fully explore it. Then you'd have a better understanding of how it works and its parts involved. And that's how I treat this earth. I treat this realm as a machine, a mechanism. I stand by the things that are simply true in the short term, but in the long term, I call for full exploration to answer all the questions and to fill in the gaps. We know the globe's scientifically impossible. That's long gone. We've moved right on now to full exploration, maps from full exploration, and exploring this place from top to tail as far as we can go. And by doing so, just like you would with a machine, you get to know it better and we'll be able to answer more questions regarding how this place operates. So full exploration is the only way. Anyone who turns their nose up at that clearly is an ignorant fantasist or on task. Who wouldn't want the adventure of fuller exploration? I do. I'm sure many others do. So it's an adventure we could all have. Because no one's going to this heliocentric space where a spacecraft orbit a scientifically impossible ball in a vacuum. No one's going there, mate. Only the imagination of people foolish enough to believe in that tosh. So it's all about full exploration now. Globe believers, no offence, lads, you've had more than ample opportunity to shine. All you needed to do to shine was be honest. It's not about being right or wrong. It's about being honest, being truthful, and being honourable. You can't do any of those things because you've got no science, and as a result, the character traits that have to come out to entertain the globe aren't very pleasant. All the best, everyone. Cheers.